Hey Spuddies, Potato McWhiskey here, and welcome to Master of Luna. This is an incredibly unique, classic 4X magic game, very much so in the same vein as like old Master Magic games. And I wanted to take a moment to show you guys it because it's just been released in early access on Steam. And I actually contacted the developer of this game way back in the day and encouraged him to get to work on the game because I think it is a masterwork of art. Like, it has gorgeous graphics. It drips in vibes. It's beautiful. And it's also, I'm going to give you a little bit of a rundown. So right now it is in early access. So, there's obviously a lot of development that could still go. You can have up to 3 opponents in your game. I'll pick 2 for now, just for fun. And you have a few different heroes with different tomes. So for example, this guy right here, he's got the Tomes of Nature and the Tomes of Chaos. This guy's got Tomes of Order and Tomes of Nature. This guy's got a little bit of each. Tomes of Order, Tomes of Nature, Tomes of Chaos, and then you've got Tomes of Order and Tomes of Chaos. So I'm going to play Meepo, Harbinger of the Depths, and we'll be green because green feels right for this character. And we'll play as Arcadians. There's Arcadians and Kobolds. They have their own different unique units. We'll play around with that. Let's go ahead and jump into the game. So this is what the game looks like. Personally, I find it to be gorgeous and beautiful. We've got this lovely city right here, and there's a variety of actions we can do in our town. Inside the city, we've got an army. We've got Duncan. I thought that was meant to be Meepo. Did I mess up? Maybe it is. Maybe I messed up. Hold on. Okay, yeah, I'm Meepo, the Harbinger of Deaths. Sorry. My hero is not my leader. So we've got Duncan here, he's a hero, and then a couple of spearmen who have yet to level up. So let's take a look at the situation on the ground. We've got the city here, and we can build in it, we can do rituals, and we can recruit. We also have an overview that tells us like this is how much money and mana the city makes, and this is how many of the special resources that the city makes. You start off making a small amount of these special resources every turn. We can build an Arcadian villa. This will basically create a district that you can build buildings in, and it will also claim tiles for you. So like if I build this here, boom, you can see the city's influence has extended now, and we're now working these tiles near this district. Since I've already built a building this turn, I can't build another one. What I will do is I will build a spearman. And everything always takes a single turn to build, which is kind of nice in that it happens very, very quickly. And then let's go ahead and explore a little bit, and then we'll go to the next turn. Let's have a look at our city. What could we build? Not that we can't really afford anything right now, so we need to wait for money to come in. We could cast a spell. Oh, there we go. We've got some giant spiders over here to fight. Let's get closer to that and see if we can't take them out. Okay, let's take on this guy. We've got 2 giant spiders, and the combat predictor thinks that we are much stronger. So let's step forward once with our hero. He does actually have a ranged attack. Now it's not a very strong ranged attack. It has a 2 damage maximum. He's more of a melee hero, but he does have a ranged attack, and so we will want to use that to soften up the enemies. Even if it is only a trickle of damage, damage is damage. Now, the most powerful aspect of spearmen is that they have the guardian ability, which means that anyone who ends up in melee next to them actually will trigger an attack from them, which is very powerful. So if we have them positioned correctly, enemy units that come into melee will take an attack, which is good. So now let's go ahead and melee attack with our hero. We killed one of the models in this army, which means that they will now do less damage, I believe. So let's go ahead and finish this guy off. We didn't quite get him, and there we go, triggered 2 attacks, perfect from coming into melee. We are taking some poison damage, so we need to finish these guys off if we can. There we go. Oof, okay, this guy took a lot more damage than I was hoping, which means I did lose a spearman. I might lose another one. Come on, get me the kill. Oh, just about. Okay, we managed it, we nailed it. Perfect. So we got 4 experience, we lost a spearman, that's okay. You're gonna lose units in this game. We got 40 gold, 120 mana, beautiful. And one of the things I love about this game is the graphics are just gorgeous. So we can in theory build a village hall, which will give us extra gold from our districts. I'm going to go ahead and do that. You can see it built a village hall over here in this. Each one of these districts can hold 2 buildings. I'm going to wait until next turn before we continue to act. I'll have a look around here. Maybe there are some more neutrals that we can attack. Now, we could build an Arcadian villa. Let's do it. That is going to buff our income. So building up our city is actually a pretty good use of our energy in the early game. Oh, nice. We found some geopedes in a forgotten cave. Let's see if we can't take those out. Our forces are slightly larger. Let's go ahead and fight it. This time I'm going to use firebolt spells. Now you have Bloodlust and Mountain Walk, and you're pretty damn strong in melee, which is scary. So I tell you what, we're going to try and soften you up with Firebolt. Here we go, 3 damage. It's not much, but it is something. Let's see if we can't get another Firebolt off. And he gets up into melee. Ooh, that was devastating. Let's put our hero into wolf form and fall back with this spearman to try and keep him alive. There we go, boom. We lost a spearman, but we did get a kill. And our hero has leveled up, so he gets +1 power. And now we can choose some upgrades for him. We can either upgrade the mount to being a grey wolf, which will give him stunning blow and +1 melee damage. We can get it to be a fire cat, which would get us the Oath of Chaos and +1 defense, or a wild boar to get the Oath of Nature and some extra health. I do like the idea of having extra health. I think I'm going to go with the grey wolf for the extra melee damage. There we go. We found 160 gold. And so now you can see his steed is a little grey wolf, and he actually does more damage. And you can see here, this creature's strikes are so strong they knock foes to the ground. So he will no longer take retaliation attacks when attacking. And he has +1 power. So this is the mental strength and general proficiency in combat. The greater the power exceeds the defensive resistance of the target, the greater the chance of a critical hit. So basically, he has a better chance of critting people. Now we could, if we wanted to, do a ritual. No, I think I need to build a shrine to perform rituals. But I think I'm going to focus on developing the economy here. So I'm going to build another town hall building. I forget what it was called. The upgrade to the town hall, which will get me more gold to my districts. I'm going to go for pretty heavy on the gold here. I'm also going to start recruiting spearmen to fill out this army. So one of the interesting things is when a unit reaches its perfect form, it actually gets a bonus to its stats. I can kind of show this, but I want to make sure I explore the map fully. Okay, yeah, there's nothing over here. Let's get ourselves another spearman. I'll probably get one more so that I can fill this army out. Spearmen are great early game units for clearing out early game stuff. So there we go, we've got a stack of 5. I could go for one more spearman so that we have a full 6 stack, which would make fighting certain fights a little bit easier, I guess. Normal units without a hero can't enter into the fog of war. You need a hero to lead them. You can clear the fog of war with certain rights and abilities, but you gotta be careful. All right, let's jump up onto this mountain. Okay, so we got a Katobalpa over here. Very cool. God, I love the graphics. I love the music. I love the vibes. The gameplay is classic. We've got a phoenix and some fairy dragons. I feel like I remember fairy dragons being really difficult to deal with. Let's build another Arcadian villa. I'll build it right here. And so that's going to be worth an extra 4 gold on that tile. I'll save up for that city hall maybe. All right, let's clear this. The Katobalpa is a kind of interesting animal creature. It has nature ward, so it's immune to nature curses, and it takes half as much damage from nature damage. It's pretty powerful. It's got a lot of health. It's actually pretty damn scary. The fact that it does 16 damage, we're going to want to soften this up with range attacks. So let's fire a firebolt here. It is only 3 damage, but it helps. Let's do another firebolt. Boom. Big. And then we can squeeze in one more firebolt. So we've softened up a pretty significant amount. And we want to try and get a solid surrounding position here so that no matter which position he decides to go, he will get a couple of counterattacks. Now he's going to savage one of my spearmen here. It's going to be rough. Oof. Fire your ranged attack. Now we've halved his power, but he will counterattack very powerfully. Come on. Okay, he's down to 11 health. Jesus, he's a savage. Almost got him. There we go. Okay, cost us 2 spearmen, but we killed the Katobalpa. And my hero has leveled up. He got +8 health. That's actually big. Might be worth considering defense. So he could be a gifted Templar, Barbarian, or Rogue. I think I'm going to go with Templar here. I like the idea of him being a Guardian. The extra defense could be helpful. There's 165 gold and 55 mana. So now a lot of my spearmen are max rank now. So the Guardian ability is similar to the spearmen. So basically when something enters into his melee range, he will make an attack. I could build a shrine, or I could keep building Arcadian villas. I think the Arcadian villas are really valuable, honestly. Let's start the recruitment of some new spearmen to replace our losses. I'll get myself another spearman, and I will send you over here. There we go. We'll pick those up next turn. We have the money to build. I'm going to build a shrine so that I can do some basic rituals. Like being able to summon a hero would be really good. So I could summon Hiss, Melodia, choose a misty area to be consumed by the ritual. So I'll go with Hiss, and we'll consume this plains. So Hiss is a luminary, riding a sorrel horse. I'm going to have you take up that tile, and I'll move 1 spearman back to defend the city, and then you will eventually pick this guy up. Looks like there might be another city here to our southeast. So pick up that spearman and then head out into the fog. We've got some crossbowmen and some spearmen. The crossbowmen can be quite scary, actually. But I think the fact that we have a pair of heroes, might give us an edge in the fight. Okay, I can't afford another Arcadian villa. It might be good for me to grab a temple, as this would allow me to get a lot more mana and maybe perform more rituals. No, the Catcher's Hut would let me disperse the mists. So I'll build that. You can see now we're getting more we're getting more mana from Misty Plains. In theory, we could summon another hero. Well, let's do it. So we have Melodia riding a sorrel horse. All right, let's engage this battle. It says our forces are even, but I believe we have an advantage. I'm going to fire a firebolt at this crossbowman, hopefully lowering the number of models, and then I'm going to fire another firebolt at that same crossbowman, again trying to lower the number of models, and then we're going to charge forward with our spearmen. Yeah, they're focus firing. There we go, the counter attack triggers, very nice. Step forward, I'm going to put you into wolf form, and I will also put you into wolf form. Take that attack, lovely. Come forward, hit that attack. You're going to stay where you are, and you're going to come forward. Now you're taking a lot of damage, that's okay. All right, let's get you forward and attack. Big damage. We're going to move you backwards, push you up to here, hit him. Very nice. Let's see if we can't finish this guy off. Perfect. One thing, it is kind of hard to tell whose spearmen are whose. Get behind these spearmen and hit him. You're a little bit vulnerable. Let's get up to these crossbowmen, because I don't think they can make ranged attacks if you're in melee with them. Jab. Hopefully I can preserve some of my spears. You guys fall back. I don't think there's zone of control in this game. Yeah, see, they're in melee, so they can't do their really strong ranged attack, which is where the wolf form comes in really useful. So we managed to kill everything without losing anyone. And so Hiss has leveled up. I could get him the Grey Wolf. I'm going to go with the Wild Boar. Let's go with the Oath of Nature on you, just so we can have a variety. Now, the Oath of Nature, if I recall correctly, allows Hiss to cast nature spells. Great. All my spearmen are leveled. You can see they have slightly better stats than the baseline spearmen. And now we have a second city that we can build in, which will hopefully allow us to scale up our economy. Let's keep exploring. What do we find? Earth elementals and fire elementals. We do have 3 heroes now, which is nice. It would be good to get the temple to buff up our mana gain. So I'll build that. We can disperse mists if we want. I don't think there's a reason to disperse the mists as it stands. Let's keep exploring. Okay, I think we're going to go check out, well, maybe I'll go check out another forgotten cave. This might be pretty strong for us. Yeah, we're slightly outnumbered. I don't want to take that fight if I don't have to, until I have better units. Let's build another Arcadian village in here. Expand the borders. And then, oh wow, that's a crazy one. Let's go back up to this one. This one might be easier. This thing was filled with danger. I don't want anything to do with that. How much for my next hero? Okay, you can only have 3 heroes. Ah, okay, so you can add a few lines of the lost language to one of your tomes. So if I do an inscription here, interesting. So Duncan has reached level 4. He gains +1 defense and +1 resistance. Now I can make him a Templar to get blood for blood, Iron Skin, or be a rogue. Let's go with a Templar. Blood for blood. What does that do? So blood for blood means that its retaliation and opportunity attacks are twice as strong, which is really good because he's a guardian with stunning blow. And so like the combo here is starting to come really nice. Oh, the Phoenix and the Fairy Dragons. I forgot about this. Yeah, we're slightly outnumbered. We would struggle to fight this for sure. Maybe we have to. We'll lose a bunch of spearmen here. So the danger of these guys is their ranged attack. The Phoenix is terrifying. We will need to deal with that, but we need to deal with these guys because they have a... oh wait, no, these guys don't have a ranged attack. Okay, well then the Phoenix is the real threat. Chaos Ward, it's immune to chaos damage. Or take... oh, it's able to rise from the death? Oh, Jesus. Okay, this thing is going to do serious work on us. 20 damage fire breath. That's like one-shotting my spearmen, I think. Yeah, maybe we firebolt these Fairy Dragons to try and deal with them. Oh, that's merciful Christ. That thing just came at us, man. Become a wolf. The counterattack is devastating. Oh my goodness. He roasted us, dude. We're so dead. He roasted and toasted us. Absolutely one-shot every single unit. So we're going to be recovering from that for a long time. So we're going to need to do the Resurrect Hero ritual so many times. Let's start with Duncan. He was our main boy. We're going to need to save up some mana for that. In terms of construction, let's keep making Arcadian villas so that we can keep pumping up the economy here. That was devastating. Right, what do we got over here? Okay, looks like it might be another town. This one looks like it might be a kobold town. Yeah, they got Watchers and Strayers. Got Air Elementals and Dragon Beetles. Again, terrifying. Let's build City Hall. That's going to add an extra 4. So we're going to go from 57 gold per turn to 81 gold per turn. That's really good. How much now to resurrect Hiss? There we go. Resurrect Hiss. We'll work on grouping them heroes up into a single powerful stack. And the question is, should I build a lumber mill? Maybe the mountain would be good. The clear mountain adding +4 means we can spread to mountains more aggressively. I definitely want to build up the general power of the city if I can. Let's get the granary. We'll be able to build another thing in a moment. And can I... Oh, drainage. Okay, so we can drain that. Let's resurrect Melodia. And then, I don't know what... Oh, get some wild boars. Let's do it. We could drain the swamp. Let's drain that swamp. I do think the lumber mill would be good as well. Slowly buffing up our eco. This town is becoming like disgustingly strong. We can now recruit crossbowmen, oracles, and griffins here. So if you kind of look at the power level here, the crossbowmen have the... they do 4 damage times, I want to say 4 at range, as opposed to the spearman's kind of paltry 6 power, 1 damage. Let's recruit a crossbowman so we can kind of look at the stats here. Yeah, so it's an attack strength of 1 times 4. So it's oh, it's actually weaker. Interesting. They're not that strong. The oracles are pretty strong with their flame burst, 8 power. But the real unit we want here are the griffins. The griffins are crazy. Look at that. 36 health, 3 moves, 2 resistance, high defense, high power. They got claws and fangs and vigilance. Crossbowmen are great because they do damage from range, which is an advantage in many situations. So Melodia has reached level 2. We have a Grey Wolf, we have a Wild Boar. Let's go with a Fire Cat. So now they have the Oath of Chaos, so they can cast all Chaos spells, which is interesting and exciting. In terms of rituals, we could inscribe another spell if we wanted to. I think I'm going to do some drainage on the swamp. Then I might save money to build more Arcadian villas, where each one is worth 9 gold and 3 mana, plus it claims nearby tiles. So his is leveled up, he got +8 health. Beastmaster, Sorcerer. I like the idea of his being a Beastmaster. So Beastmaster gives Pack Fury. This creature fights with greater ferocity when surrounded by its pack. So we want to make sure that you have a pack. Now I don't know if we can get you a pack, is the interesting thing. Are giant spiders pack hunters? That's the interesting question. No. Alright, let's chill for a while we save up to get some griffins to add to this army. There's our first griffin. Call him Peter. And then here comes our second griffin a few turns later. Move him out. Join up. We need 1 more griffin and then I'm happy. Alright, here we go. Griffin acquired. Add him to the army. Now I feel like we've got our late game stack ready. Let's cast Bear Strength. Let's see. So we can cast it as its ordinary form or as its perfect form. Ordinary form is permanent for heroes but will vanish. I'm going to go for the perfect form of Bear Strength on these guys. So in theory now, they should have Bear Strength, so it gets +1 to melee attacks, which is very strong. That's actually really good on Spearmen, believe it or not. It does cost mana to maintain, but that's okay. Bark Skin in its perfect form as well. We're buffing up this stack here. Bark Skin means you take 2 less damage from all attacks. Very strong. And we are using up most of our mana income now, so we are going to want to think about like maybe building the Ziggurat to get the extra mana here. I'll save up for the Ziggurat, but I feel confident that we could take on this Phoenix now that we have the Griffins. Let's make use of our ranged attacks to finish these guys off. There we go. Use our ranged attacks to soften this guy up. You're going to retreat. Oh, okay, we lost a Griffin. That's okay. Got a bunch of experience here. Melodia's reached level 3. Ooh, I like the idea of making her a strong ranged hero. So being a Geomancer could be very good. Oh, we found treasure, a Tome of Chaos. So finding a tome is actually huge because if we look in the mirror now, this actually gives us access to a whole bunch of new spells. So now we have 5 out of 7 Chaos Tomes. That's huge for us. All right, let's build ourselves the Ziggurat. That's going to buff up our mana income. In terms of spells, casting Inner Fire in its perfect form would be sick too. But what we would like is to recruit another Griffin. I think we need to wait for more Tarisk scales before we can do that. Let's pull our armies back. We do have another spell we want to cast. Recruit the Griffin. So you can see the difference in combat strength here. These guys do 18 damage. These guys do 21. Oh, Vigilance is crazy. Let's cast Inner Fire in its perfect form. So now all these guys should have inner fire, getting +1 power, meaning they have a better chance of overcoming enemy defense and critical striking. This city, Circle of Druids, Misty Forests, Enchanter's Council. Ooh, this would give me extra combat mana pool. Misty Swamps, Vision Radius, Misty Mountains. I think what we'll do is we'll focus on adding more villas, focused on building up my main capital. We would like to do more inscriptions. The endurance spell would be sick, so I'll inscribe on a swamp here, because if we were to cast endurance, I think it would let them move faster. So I might do that next turn. I might actually chill here for a turn to be in range of the city so that we can do the endurance spell. I can't afford it in its perfect form. Okay, never mind, we'll wait. Let's go look for a fight. I think we can take this city over here to the east. This shouldn't be too difficult of a fight for us. Hiss has reached level 4. He got defense and resistance. Now, I think we were making him a Beastmaster. I kind of regret this choice, but we're going to continue on the Beastmaster direction. So now he has access to the Thorns ability, so it deals 4 damage in response to melee attacks. Pretty good blade attack too. All right, let's see if we can't take this on. They've got Shamans, Watchers, and Strayers. Looks like they've upgraded their defense. So they've got a lot more in terms of ranged defenders. These oracles are scary, so we're going to want to do big damage to them to cut their damage down, turning their ammunition to dust. That could be really good. So we lowered the number of attacks they can make by 2. That's actually really damn good. Got the Griffins approaching. Okay, these Griffins will tank for us. That's okay. We can cast a heal next turn. Not with you though. Go ahead and become a wolf for me. Oh, dude, I can't do a heal. Firebolt these guys. Gotta cut their damage down. And these guys too. Okay, Griffins in, attack. Griffins in, attack. Griffin fall back, defend. You may die. It's part of life. Become a wolf so you're real fast. You're exceptionally good at ranged attacks. I'm gonna keep softening up these oracles. Kill these oracles, perfect. And yeah, now we're cooking. Boom. We lost a Griffin, but we got a city. Duncan has reached level 5. He gets +2 melee, +2 range. Now I have been leveling him as a Templar. Let's go with Vigilance. Melodia has reached level 4. I have been leveling her as a Geomancer. Let's go with Geomancer. So what does Mountain Walk do? Mountain Walk allows the entire army to travel through mountains unhindered. Very cool. And Vigilance means you can make any number of counterattacks. Very cool. So this is the Kobold type town. They have a very different, the same kind of civilization in terms of like what you build, but very different in terms of their units. Let's recruit a Shaman to fill out this army. And then we'll see if we can't clear out this air elemental stack. Keep building up these towns one by one. We definitely want our town halls and to expand. Got some air elementals. The forces are about even. Well, that's concerning. So what do? So you've got melee attacks that do up to 16 damage. That's crazy. And the beetles are not scary. Let's focus our fire onto these air elementals, because if we can have the number of dudes in a stack, it's really useful. Excellent. Get this kill for me. Get this kill for me. Finish him off. Oh, that damage is crazy. Attack in melee. Drop a healing spell on this Griffin. Best you can do is probably to attack. Clean that guy up. Come forward. Get the attack on. Nice. You can get this kill, which is great. Zap. 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 And then zap. Okay, we lost a Griffin and a Oracle. That's fine. Hiss has reached level 5. I think we were leveling him as a Beastmaster, so the +2 melee here feels right. Melee and range damage, very nice. Oh, we found 2 more Tomes of Chaos. That's wild. Damn. I think we have 7 out of 7, so we can get all the high level Chaos spells. Let's start doing some rituals. Inscription. I'll grab haste. We do have to use up some misty planes for this. In here, it'd be nice to build some more Arcadian villas. I like the idea of this being a shipyard city that's focused on the coastline. We're gonna need some new units here, I think. I'll start recruiting Shamans to fill out what was missing. All right, another inscription. Meteor showers. Oh, baby. There was a building I wanted to build. Maximum combat mana pool from the Enchanters Council. That's perfect. Let's keep making those nice Arcadian villas. And okay, I can recruit another shaman next turn. So let's go ahead and recruit these shamans, join up with this army, and then get moving. The shamans are nice just because they do damage from range. So you don't need a shipyard. In fact, I don't even think you should build a shipyard. You don't even have sea zones. Stables wouldn't be terrible. I would love to get the city hall in here. I definitely want the shipyard. That's a lot of money from these ocean coastals. In the Cobalt City, we could do another inscription. Here we go. We got some air elementals. These should be a little easier for it to deal with. We're basically guaranteed to win. My heroes do decent range damage now. And the oracles should smash. Let's make sure we soften up the strong. Oracles, please. There we go. And then boom. Perfect. 0 casualties. That's how we like to see it. Goodness, reach level 6. Oh, we can upgrade the steed. We could be a grey bear with double strike. Oh my god. Melodia reached level 5, so you got +2 melee, +2 ranged. I have been leveling her as a geomancer, so I'm gonna keep on that path just because I want to see it. Oh, nice. We found a tome of nature. That's big. That's big. So now we have access to poison, ivy, earth elementals. Very cool. I am kind of focused on researching the poison ivy do. Ooh, amazing. Let's build the circle of druids because I think it does add to the city a little bit. In New Haven, I want that city hall, which I'll build next turn. So let's get that city hall. There we go. Perfect. Will get us quite a bit of gold per turn. We'll make our way over to this forgotten... Oh, that looks scary. I mean, the dragon beetles aren't a problem, but the earth elementals, the fact that they have 48 health and they do 20 damage, they are slow, so we will get a good few turns of peppering them. Oh no, do they have regeneration? No, they have stunning blow, so they don't get retaliation attacks. Okay, that's not a problem. We definitely want to soften these guys up if we can. Griffin in position. There we go. Okay, we want to do half of their damage because if we can half the amount of damage output they have, they're way easier to deal with. Let's move you forward 2 tiles and then fire a firebolt at this one. Do more firebolts. Can you hit them? Perfect. Let's have you chill right here and then we'll focus fire on this other earth elemental. They had more movement than I was expecting. Oh, that retaliation was crazy. All right, let's get up here and kill this beetle. Nice, that double strike is crazy. What's your movement? 2, so we'll step forward once and we'll fire a firebolt here. All right, they're down to half health, meaning they do half damage, which is ideal. It's still a little bit too much damage though. We need to get these beetles. Beetles are gone, basically. Oh, 18 damage. They crit me. Oh, they crit me. Oh, I was not expecting the dangerous crit. So what's your melee attack? I think it's only 8 damage. You have a good chance of getting that kill. The firebolt is a better chance, though. Losing our oracles was painful. It's okay. Oh, more tomes of nature, dude. Oh, that's poggers. We almost have all of the tomes of nature spells. That's crazy. Dude. So we have a few non-misty forest here, so I do think the lumber mill would be good. In terms of this city, we have some non-misty plains. We do need to build a cobalt district though, because we don't have any room for buildings. In the capital, it'd be nice to have the observatory, because that would buff up the misty mountains. Let's do an inscription, wild growth. Breaking up rocks and draining swamp. Ooh, it's like a terraforming spell. Let's go. Let's keep eating the mists. You can only do that once per city. Well extraction. A greater mist catcher turns the chosen well into a source of a rare resource. There's a mist well here? Maybe this mountain with the weird top is a mist well. I don't know. Crazy. Interesting. Yeah, we're out of these smoldering rubies. Okay, what do we want to build in New Haven? We don't really have mountains. I think we'll go for the shrine. And similarly over here, I wouldn't mind building City Hall or the Ziggurat. The combat mana pool would be sick too. Sorcerer's Coven would actually give us a lot of mana. Can we do an inscription ritual here? So grizzly bears or poison ivy. Let's do the geopedes. Yeah, I think the biggest thing holding us back, so to speak, is the smoldering ruby level that we have. I would like to get another couple of griffins, so I might do a ritual to disperse the mists here and save up for a couple griffins to join this army. Oracles are nice because they heal your army, but I'm gonna go for the griffins because of their power level. We'll recruit another griffin, send it on over here. We've almost captured our home island. So earth elementals and fire elementals shouldn't be too hard. The fire elementals just have fire breath. They have good stats, but they're nowhere near as dangerous as the earth elementals. So let's wolf form on Hiss, because he's a really strong melee fighter. And we'll do the same, sorry, on Duncan and Hiss. We'll do a wolf form because it makes them a lot stronger in melee. On Melodia, you're a, oh, we could summon enemy creatures in a small area. So this is an AoE fire spell. Dealing damage and destroying its armor. That's quite powerful. Let's do corrosion on the earth elementals. See if we can't bring their defense down a little bit. Griffins in position. 1, 2, 3. So they do take 3 steps, which is scary. Let's get our wolf up here. Boom. Big damage. Oh, I don't think he has double strike when he's in wolf form, which is interesting. Yeah, okay. So he loses his double strike when he switches to wolf form. That's really useful to know, actually. Let's do a meteor shower on these two guys. It won't do a huge amount of damage, but it will do damage. Let me do a big claw attack, and then another big claw attack, and then we get you up here. There we go. We'll try and loop you around, and loop you around. You're going to do a ranged attack, hopefully softening them. You're strong enough to come up here and scratch. I need you to scratch as well. And then boom, sick. Okay, we killed him. Hiss has leveled up to level 6. Now, oh, Oath of Order is very interesting. I can't remember what Hiss was. Hiss was on a boar, I feel. We could go for the Oath of Order. We have fire spells though. Let's go with the Oath of Chaos on Hiss. We found another Tome of Nature. So we have 7 Tomes of Nature now, which is crazy. Let's do our Inscription Ritual. Poison Ivy for sure. Tarask Strength. Okay, that was all of our inscription rituals that we can do. In terms of construction, I want a temple in this city to up my mana income. And in this city, I would like the ziggurat. I can't afford to build anything over there. That's okay. And now we need to start thinking about, do we leave this island? I think we've cleared it out, basically. So let's go exploring. Ooh, some earth elementals, some grizzly bears. Gringrong grizzly bears. Well extraction. There's no proper place to perform this ritual. Is this a mist well? Source of a rare resource. Oh, damn. Okay, so if you clear the mist wells and then build adjacent to them, oh, that's how you get the extra rare resources, right? I think so. That's sick. Dude, this game is so sick. Okay, Melodia's reached level 6, so she's leveled up. For her, I'll go with the Oath of Nature. They're both on fire main lines, which is kind of interesting. Similar but very different development paths on my heroes. That's very, very cool that they like develop very differently. And we're guaranteed to win, basically. The grizzly bears should be the easiest creature for us to deal with. So I'm going to focus on them. Basically, the idea being that if we take them out nice and early, it shouldn't be too hard. Let's firebolt this guy, and you can just regular attack. You fall back, let them do their own thing, and turn. Okay, so they went for you, which is interesting. Can you get this kill? Double strike, love it. You get this kill. What about you? Can't quite do it. If I pull you up here, can you do a... You could, in theory, get a fire elemental for me, who can trigger this guy's counterattack, allowing this guy to attack without taking a counterattack. Yeah, summoning seems like it's very powerful. Boom. No casualties, except for a summon. Bit of gold. Love it. I'm definitely going to build an Arcadian village here to get to this well. In terms of rituals, I want to do inscription rituals. Oh, eruptions. Dude, we must have some really crazy spells. So what happens if I cast this? I can create forests. That's so cool. Okay, so wild growth creates forests. Wild boars creates units. Grizzly bears creates units. Barkskin is a buff. Okay, so I'm noticing a pattern. Things that summon, like things to do at creating monsters, have a green petal, and they use these Tarask scales. Things that modify, like do an effect right now, tend to have a red the smoldering rubies, and things that buff things are yellow. I would love to bring these guys back to give them an endurance spell. Yeah, let's bring them back and see if we can buff them. So in order to buff them, I will need to build a village and some building that would let me cast spells. Now, the particular type of spell that I want to cast is a what? A blessing, it seems like. So what do I need to cast blessing spells? Enchantment spells. So I think the Enchanter's Council is the thing. And then that will allow me to do... Yes, okay, so I got it right. So now I can cast Endurance in its perfect form on this army. And so now these guys are benefiting from Endurance, which gives the units +1 move. Oh, dude. Dude, I love the simplicity and the vibes of this game. Like, it's so good. I'm going to start recruiting a stack of spearmen to send at my enemies. I'm going to buff them up like crazy. Oh, they can't embark without a hero. Oh well, never mind. So what bonuses are you missing? You have Inner Fire and Endurance, Bark Skin, and Bear Strength. I think the Bark Skin would be sick to get on these guys because it would make them a lot harder to kill. And if you can keep your units alive, it's actually a big advantage. Let's have a look at our rituals. I definitely want to do more Inscription. Fire Shield. Ooh, Scorching Flames can only be used in combat. We got the Ifrit. I love that you have to like consume the mist as magic, but the mist is where the magic comes from, so if you consume too much mist, you won't have the mana to cast all the spells you've unlocked. It's a very elegant and just beautiful design. And I also like that I've chosen to go with like this single stack of all my heroes together. But like, I could play the game differently, you know what I mean? Like, I don't have to play it that way. And I like that I could focus on the economic development of my civ if I want. What's interesting is something I've noticed is you can't have cities overlapping. So they have to be separate, which is an interesting gameplay mechanic. You can't have these guys touching. Like, I can't build a town here because then these two cities would be overlapping in a way. In a way, I almost feel like there should be a very thin border around the confines of each city to show its border. And then like maybe a slightly thicker one when the borders meet. I think that would add a nice little vibe to the game, maybe. I don't know. You can kind of see, like, I guess you don't need it until you click on the city, I guess, in a certain sense. Okay, what do we got here? We got Phoenixes and Fairy Dragons. Phoeni. Terrifying. If I build an Arcadian villa here, does that mean I can recruit Arcadian units? No. Okay. So I don't think there's actually a difference between these two, but we are learning more about the game. Let's see, what do you need? Yeah, you still need your Ziggurat, so I'm going to build that to puff up our mana pool. Catobal P. So where are we looking at from our mana point of view? Yeah, I really want to try out, like, I want to get some Hydras. So can I do some inscription rituals? So there's Earth Elementals. Perfect. Let's do another inscription. Oh, Resurrection. Fallen creature's body. Awakening. Yes. Dude. So now I can resurrect fallen units. So the Phoenixes are the real threat here because their power is so dang high. Now they have Chaos Ward on them, so I'm going to try to take out the Fairy Dragons with some Fire Bolts. And then we want to protect this hero. Ooh, they scorched his ass. Okay, I resurrected him. Hit him with that double strike. Bam. Hit him with that double strike. Good job, kiddo. Can you get this kill? I don't think we can do another resurrect. Get that kill for me. Oh no. Come on. No! Yes! Okay, so we lost a Griffin. Not the end of the world. Duncan reached level 7, so he can become a mercenary. Or a seer. Freezing touch. Aura of Majesty is kind of crazy looking. I want that. 16 health is really good. +3 melee is insane. So what does freezing touch do? Oh, it inflicts glaciation on a critical hit. I assume that freezes people. So yeah, I can't cast healing spells right now. Let's recruit a new Griffin. Hey, Peter. Dude, there's so much content in this game. It's wild how much is in this game. Dude, I can't believe this is so cheap in early access. This is crazy. This is like legitimately, this is what I wanted from the Master of Magic. This is what I wanted from the Master of Magic remaster. It's not what we, oh, tome creation. A tome of incredible power. We have order tomes now. That's crazy. Dude, how have you not bought this game already? This game is insane, and it's really unfortunate that I don't have more time to play it because, dude, buy it. It's so good. I love you all very much, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.